Alright, I'll be showing some screenshots along with this so there can be a better view of the products here, but I'm going to go over the things that I use to keep my car running like new. Now, for the sake of just transparency here and knowledge, these are very specific to my vehicle and my vehicle's type. So what I may use for a good amount of these may not be suitable for yours, specifically the oil, I would have to say, and in some cases the additives. So make sure to do your research before you use these as well, should you want to do so. Alright, so I have a 2008 vehicle, a Chevy. And obviously it's been a long time since it's been 2008. So I do a lot of maintenance stuff, lots of oil changes and all that good stuff. But I always make sure to use the best of what I can use. And as it pertains to additives, holy crap, they make it like run new. It shows almost instantly. But I'll start out with the windshield wiper fluid. Now it's wintertime, so I'm using this. Now I already have a professional put on a special fluid, as it were, that is way better than Rain-X. So it's already got the lubrication thing going on. But having Rain-X and that combined, so it's always nice to keep a nice fresh coating of Rain-X on my windshield, and I consistently keep it clean as well. But because it is winter, I use the extreme temperature deicer. I notice it works extremely well. It does its job and what it's supposed to do. So I definitely recommend using that. And then of course, during the summertime where bugs are more prevalent and it's not, 32 and under, I use the bug remover, which I don't currently have because I used it all before winter hit. So I'll just show the screenshot of it, or not the screenshot, but the photo of it as a reference point. And it's for degrees that are 32 and up. And again, I notice it does what it's supposed to, and it keeps a continual coating of Rain-X on it. So again, the beading and the great, anti-water style to it. So I like that. Now, we come to oil. This is where it's very specific to each vehicle. So do not use this unless you confirm that this suits your vehicle. But the brand in general though, Royal Purple, I highly recommend. There are premiums, the synthetic high performance motor oil. And I have to admit that it definitely does everything it's supposed to and is way better than just your everyday oil that you would otherwise get, for sure. There's definitely a difference, and it lasts longer too. So I definitely recommend Royal Purple anything, specifically their oil. So if it works with your vehicle, of any of their, SD, SW, 30, 40, 60, etc., do it. It's definitely worth it for sure, especially if you're like me and you get a lot of oil changes done and stuff. So I definitely recommend Royal Purple. They're the best of the best as it pertains to oil for sure. Following that, we have Royal Purple Max Atomizer Fuel Injector Cleaner. So what this does, and what I noticed right away works, is restores fuel economy, maximizes horsepower, and improves responsiveness. And that's what I noticed the most. Improves responsiveness. Because there was a point in time where it seemed like I'd hit the pedal and then maybe a second or two later it would really like, oh, he hit the lip, you know. So after a couple refillings of gas using that, I noticed it was running like new. As soon as I touched the pedal, whoop, it would go. So then I noticed following that yeah, there was more horsepower too, and the miles per gallon definitely got improved too. So I was like, holy crap. So now damn near every time I put more gas in, I'll also put this in. It definitely is worth it. Now some people will say, you know, especially for newer cars, you may not need it or whatever, but maybe at least twice a year, even if it's a brand new vehicle, just because it does clean, you know, it helps clean stuff, especially as it pertains to your injectors. I mean, eventually they're going to get clogged up anyway, so maybe once or twice a year will do you fine. And of course, the older it is, the more frequently you should use it, you know, so long as it doesn't damage anything, because supposedly there's a possibility of that happening, but I doubt that really will. But nevertheless, moving on. I use this for my two wheels, but at least once or twice a year I'll use this in my main vehicle because of living in the winter environment. So it helps with fast starts year-round, prevents fuel line freeze-ups, removes any water from the fuel system, which is good, and of course, most importantly for northern Michigan, helps prevent rust and corrosion. Helps clean fuel injectors again, and more things that clean in fuel injectors, and carburetors. So I use this at least once or twice throughout the winter just to keep my, you know, fuel lines from, you know, rusting, and removing any potential water that may be in there, you know, that sort of thing. So just for the sake of maintenance, I will do that, and it seems to be doing its job. You know, it starts up just like summertime, and the rusting isn't really much of a thing. So I mean, it definitely does its job. This here Hyperfuel is something that I was newly testing out, and it's a really great gas additive for sure. I'll use this one in particular if I can't find Royal Purple, just because I have noticed that it does what it's supposed to do, and it's a really good product. It's not as good as Royal Purple, but it's a strong number 2 though. And again, it does the whole cleaning of harmful deposits from injectors, valves, and combustion chambers, restores less power, torque, performance, and acceleration, maximizes drivability, miles per gallon, lubrication, and fuel economy. It's really good. It's seriously good. A good solid number 2 for anyone that cannot find Royal Purple. And then as it pertains to oil specific additives, because a lot of all of these have been gas additives. You add it to your gas when it's really low, and then you fill up the gas, right? So as it pertains to oil, where you unscrew your oil cap and then put it in as if you were putting in oil, I recommend Marvel. Marvel Mystery Oil improves compression, power, and miles per gallon. lubricates upper cylinder for smoother idling, keeps engine clean from sludge. And let me tell you, it definitely pays off in the end, because I've noticed that it goes excellent with my Royal Purple oil. And again, as it pertains to acceleration, horsepower, get up and go, responsiveness, all that, it just helps with that even more so. Overall, out of all the research that I did, and out of the couple that I have used in regard to actual oil specific additives, I would have to say that the best would definitely be Marvel Mystery Oil. It's been around for a long time, and it treats 4 times more fuel and oil than the leading competitor. I mean, overall, it's a quality product. It does its job. It hasn't done me dirty. It definitely is worth at least giving a try at least once, because you'll notice a difference for sure. Alright, and then lastly, as it pertains to antifreeze coolant, again, very specific to my vehicle, I used the AutoZone one actually. I don't need to add any water, it's ready to use, and let me tell you, my coolant and antifreeze and such was not doing very good when I added this in. In fact, it took like forever to heat up, but after adding this, wow, what a difference. It made a tremendous difference actually. So I highly recommend this. It's better than just your everyday, just millions made kind. It's actually a step above, you know. It's a quality product compared to just whatever else is out there, basically just your mainstream stuff that you can get just about anywhere. It has lasted me, what now, about 3 winters, and still going strong. So when it says extended use, it definitely means that. So yeah, I highly recommend this as well for your antifreeze coolant. And just for the additional factor as a bonus around here, goof off. Now I had a thing where my dash cam actually was falling off, but it had the adhesive up there and it dried out and stuff like that, and it was going to be a bitch to take off. But I must admit that whether it be tree sap, because I dealt with that too, or the adhesive from my dash cam, goof off, spectacular, and amazing, easy. You just boop boop, and then you wait a little bit and you scrape it right off, smooth as butter. It was such an amazing experience, because last time I dealt with tree sap, I didn't have this, and whew, what a pain in the ass. But using this, it was like nothing. So I highly recommend this for anyone that wants to keep their windshield inside and out free of bugs, tar, tree sap, adhesives, etc. I cannot stress that enough. If you're a hardcore windshield cleaner person like I am, where I cannot stand anything on my windshield inside or out, you'll love this. And so I'll just add, you know, some photos of stuff, but yeah, that was it. Everything that I've shown is the stuff that I personally use, and I definitely recommend. But of course, as always, do your own research and all that good stuff before using it as well. So until next time.